Cool. So we have Elliot, co-founder of the Morning Floss, on the podcast today.
Man, I just got to congratulate you. How the hell did you grow that so big?
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It's been a really fun journey since we've thrown that thing
I
together.
feel like, what has it been, like a month?
Feels like about 10 years for my co-founder, Dr. Bruce Friedman, and I. It's been now 9 months. And
9 months, eh?
9 months,
Yeah.
and we're up to 13,000 Canadian dental professionals following Morning Floss. We're stoked.
Is that everyone?
I wish. That's like, give us at least 3 more months for that, and then maybe we can get close.
But it's exponential growth, you have to admit.
Yeah, it's great. And, we're just, honestly, every week we're just so excited to see those numbers because it's people sharing with their friends, their colleagues, their staff, and we get to see it live, right? We get to see a dental hygienist sharing it with the dentist she works with. We get to see dentists sharing it with their old alumni network. And it's just, honestly, it keeps like Bruce and I going with it. It's just such an exciting thing to watch.
So to the listeners here, if they live under a rock, what is Morning Floss?
Thank you for that. So Morning Floss is built as that once a week email newsletter that you can get. You can catch up on everything that's going on in dentistry, everything that matters, and just commit that 5 minutes to reading it, and you'll feel like you're on top of everything. Right, so we cover dental news, the business of dentistry, what's going on in tech with all the crazy AI stuff, what's going on in Ottawa with dental care, and really we're just trying to do something that's casual, fun, entertaining, and like everything else that we consume in our non-dental and dental lives, right? And it comes once a week. We're not going to spam you. It's totally for free, and it's really just about like featuring those community stories and giving dentistry really like the importance that it really deserves.
Yeah. What's your connection to dentistry, man?
It's a really crazy question. So I'm a lawyer by trade, but
hence the nice suit.
Yeah, hence the nice suit. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, that looks good,
like,
man.
I actually only put it on for you guys.
Are these like Morning Floss shoes here you and Bruce are rocking?
I know. For some of the listeners or viewers, my co-founder Bruce is also sitting in white shoes right now. I'm a lawyer by trade, but before I became a lawyer, I worked in politics, and I was lucky enough to work for the health minister. And when I was working there, I worked on all sorts of crazy things in health, but I dealt a lot with the different dental associations dealing with different issues, and just found a really fascinating area, right? Because dentistry is like clinical, it's part of general health, but it's also mixed up in entrepreneurship, innovation, right? It's this whole other world that a lot of Canadians don't really pay attention to. And so a couple years later, I'm getting my hair cut, just talking to my barber about something, and all of a sudden I start getting critiqued from behind about something crazy I was saying, and it was probably crazy. And it was none other than Dr. Bruce Friedman, my co-founder.
I can only imagine what Bruce is yelling at a stranger from across the barbershop.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because I go, who's this guy? And the barber goes, oh, that's Bruce, right?
Yeah.
And that was it. We were like super close ever since about a decade ago.
I can just hear him now. Bruce is calling you out about your childhood trauma.
Exactly. Oh.
Did you hear what happened when he came on the podcast?
No.
He had an hour episode
and
turned into 3.
And he psychoanalyzed us. I lifted up my arms. I showed my pit stains. I'm like, dude, you have to stop. I'm gonna start crying.
How do you know me so well, man?
So now you guys know what a Morning Floss staff meeting is like.
Yeah,
exactly. You guys have a good HR team.
Yeah, exactly. So we just got started, and Bruce and I started working together on some little things, and then hilariously, a couple of years later, I married a dentist. So now I'm fully in, and we work together on her clinic. And as I was working in I left law and worked in the tech space, and I was working in healthcare specifically for continuing ed and content. We bought a company that was focused on doctors, the company that I was working for. And it was just fascinating to me, knowing Bruce and knowing Karen, that the same types of like high quality information, courses, services just didn't seem to be always being offered at the same rate for free to dental professionals. And that was really what brought Bruce and I together. More and more talking. And I know you guys have talked to Bruce. Like, he is a public education guy. He's always out there speaking. And so really Morning Floss is like kind of an extension of that.
Yeah. It's kind of cool how you guys came together, the origin story. But like what do you hope to educate dentists about?
Well, I mean, gosh, I don't think dentist, like I've
or dental field. I'm sorry.
It's no, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's dentists and dental professionals. Like, I don't think a lot of people in the public realize that, like, dental professionals, particularly dentists who run their own clinics, like, you know, Bruce has this expression, it's got to be the CEO, CMO, CIEI, EIO, right? And, like, so my vibe is, how does a person, I watch my wife every day, and I watch the dental hygienist in their clinic. They're standing up for 12 hours a day, doing treatment, worrying about the front desk, worrying about marketing. All this. How are you able to keep on top of all the things that are going on in dentistry with that behind you? I'm a nerd. I get to hang out on a laptop all day and see every little alert, news story, things like that. Dental professionals just don't have the time for that.
No.
So for me, it's just about creating that, like, nice, convenient spot where we can bring folks to that information. But also, we do a lot of original journalism at the Floss, and that's about grabbing the stories of that's going on actually within the community. And you know, really, if we can accomplish that, that is really what we're trying to do. You know, tell those stories, make it fun, make it convenient, and, you know, hopefully one day get from 20% of the market to like 40% of dental professionals.
They're going to have it all. Like I'm 100% certain that a company like that is like committed to committed to excellence. Yeah. I think you guys are going to be unstoppable.
Honestly, thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's refreshing to see, man, and it's really cool that you are highlighting different people in the Canadian dental community.
That's it.
And it's cool because, like, you know, you say, Neki, this is going to take 4 minutes to read.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can dedicate 4 minutes to this.
That's
and
it.
you go over everything.
That's it.
From like you said, like tech to news to, you know, what's going on in England, in dentistry in England. You're like, oh, I didn't even know that.
Totally.
And it's a cool way to connect the dental community.
Yeah, and like the way I look at it is, like, dentistry right now is at a crossroads, right? So especially in Canada, you've got the Canadian Federal Dental Care Program. Seems like things are changing every single week.
Yep.
New pieces of information, new dollars are announced, new ideas of what it's going to look like, right? But then you flip from there, and then you look at tech, and you just have to, you know, we're here today at the ODA ASM. You've got AI companies sprouting out everywhere, right? Changing what, you know, detecting pathology is going to look like. You've got, you know, digital dentistry like continuing to evolve. You've got labor shortages across the country. Like, it is a very busy time in dentistry, and things are changing fast. And whether or not you're, you know, a 55-year-old dental hygienist who's thinking to yourself, like, what? Like 10 years has happened in 1 year, or you're a new grad who's thinking like, oh wait, I just became a dentist.
I have no idea. Yeah.
You know, I have no idea what. And is AI going to replace me? Right. And you know, and that's just on the tech and on the government side. Like, business, you know, we've got more and more DSOs in Canada. What does that mean for people's career? Like, there is just so much going on in dentistry right now, and it's a massive, massive spot where I just don't think that a lot of people are focusing, and that's really just all what we're trying to do. That's
wicked, man.
And it's also like I think I sent you guys a text one week, and I said, it's great because you cover the non-obvious topics.
Yeah.
And those non-obvious topics are often the macro outlook that people don't, like, we just talked to someone who runs Filling the Gap.
Yeah.
Like the dental charity.
Awesome comment.
Right? Amazing.
Charity, yeah.
And you know, we talked to them about how the, you know, Canadian dental benefit's going to affect this, you know, well, one, the education system, because we rely on patients wanting subsidized care, and then two, the charity aspect. But that was covered in the morning floss, right?
That's right, yeah.
So it's cool that you guys don't just take the approach of, all right, like this new implant company has, you know, I don't even know what the difference between implants are. 5 circles instead of 4. I don't know. Right? It's like the connector of the implant. You guys take like a macro outlet. I'm making myself upset.
Implant in the sinus.
I already said that today.
Well, I mean, like, dentistry really is at that cross section of like business, clinical,
it is
healthcare, regulation, professional regulation, right? Like, so I'm a lawyer by trade. I don't have that many roads intersecting into what I'm doing, but you guys do,
we do.
Each and every day. And so that's why, like, when it comes to picking, you know, like Bruce and I, when we sit down each week, you know, 2 things. One, we get amazing story ideas from the community themselves. Like, every single issue, we get I want to say almost 40 to 50 comments back from people,
Yeah.
story ideas, different things. So that makes our job way easier. The fact that the community is telling us, hey, I want to dig a little deeper. Like, so for example, we covered AI, but people reached out and said, okay, I've read it, da, da, da. What's actually going on in Canada? Because there's only 4 companies that are actually given the Health Canada approval to do it. So like, can you give us a sense of what that's going on, right?
there,
And so for us, like when we talk about those macro trends, it's because we're seeing it. Like, so I work about 30-40% of my week out of a dental clinic, right? I go hanging out there and working on special projects. Bruce is doing the same. And so we can see what people are experiencing, even for me a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And then we're watching the big picture at the same time. And really, it's our hope is that we're trying to, if someone's complaining about the environmental impact of throwing out all these masks and how it sucks, if I hear that in the lunchroom, then Bruce and I are going to be doing a piece on that and about, how you can think about environmentally covering that side of your practice the next week. And that's just kind of the organic process that we try to develop. Yeah.
But that couple steps back is, I think, what makes it special, because you take the couple steps back. Bruce is obviously a clinician.
Yeah.
He's more than a clinician, but he is a clinician, no
Yeah.
doubt. But you have that duality of perspectives, which is what makes you guys unique.
Totally. And I think he's Elliot's missing piece, because Bruce knows how to talk to dentists. Well, let's be honest, Bruce knows how to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
But a dentist understands the words coming out of a dentist's mouth, but new grads especially, and non-dentists, other people in the field, will resonate more with what you have to say, because it's at a different non-clinical level.
Totally. And I think whenever you I think the idea of approaching any task with like a beginner's mind, right? Like, treat your first day like your last, your last like your first, that I think is like really important, and particularly with these topics. And like, I like being the dumb guy when Bruce and I are writing it, because if I can get it, no offense to me, then that means that, pre-coffee on a Saturday morning when we publish, with, I think of that dentist with 2 kids screaming in the other room, then they're going to be able to get through one of our articles and understand, okay, cool, I don't have to worry about some big government change because I'm on top of it now,
Absolutely.
right? So we just try to bring that all together.
Yeah.
So like the, like what we had just talked about before, which was dentistry is underserved, right? And it's not well served as an industry. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, okay. Dental professionals, they work on teams, but they work in so many different operatories, all, separated from each other. And if you're a dentist, you might not see some of the people you went to school with. You might, if you're a dental hygienist, you switch offices, you lose that network, right? And so for me, there's just not too many platforms that brings us all together in one space. And so as a result, you don't get those types of services and information, all that kind of stuff that, the path to general health is through the mouth, right?
Yeah.
Through oral health. And so for me, it's like, if we can build a platform that elevates dentistry, that gets people focused on like the bigger picture, then we can start taking dentistry as seriously as it actually deserves to be.
I love it, man.
I agree.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on the
Thanks,
pod.
guys.
I love
really
it,
inspiring what you guys are doing.
Thanks
Love it.
for having us in the morning class. That was pretty sweet.
Hey,
too.
man, we love it. We love just
that was
telling great
sick.
stories. And for anyone that's listening, reach out to us. We're read@morningfloss.com. And if you've got stories, great ideas, the reason we featured what you guys are doing, because we just love it. We love to see the community building great things like this podcast.
Wicked. Dude, thanks, homie.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Welcome to the Hi, I'm Neki. Is that a sweater?
Yeah, dude, it's the Hi, I'm Doctor sweater. Oh, dude, I see you got yours on too. Looking sharp, bro.
Dude, where'd you get yours from?
It was super easy, man. I just went on to our website, www.hiimdoctor.com. That's HIIMDR.com.
We have a website. We must be raking in cash from selling these sweaters.
Dude, we are killing it. If that includes losing money on every single sweater that we make, I think we're doing really well.
Yeah, Neki and I are donating all proceeds, which is 0, to charity because we are losing money.
I wonder if the charity will pay us. I think we got something here, man. Let's keep on let's keep on losing money on every sweater.
Alrighty, guys, go check us out, hiamdoctor.com.
We'll see ya.